Get in, loser. It's time for round 2. Alright, dust yourself off, buddy. Good? Good. Okay. Surprise, surprise, we're back. I may sound a little different because I've been ill recently, so there may be a few odd cuts in this video while I treat myself to a little coughing fit. Okay, now, the more observant of you may be wondering why we have a part 2 video on Red Offensive and Floyd. Surely he's been through enough. No he hasn't. So buckle up and get something to console yourself with, because it's time. Now, before we get a bit more into Red Offensive, I actually have some news for you, at long last. I've been thinking of the best way to organise things for all of you lovely readers, so that you can see the general process I'm working with and, at least in some way, a timescale. The main novels of the series are now organised into 3 parts, consisting of 4 books each. While some of these do not have covers yet, others do, and my hope is that as development continues, the covers will be released in order to give you an idea as to what's coming. At the moment, we're concentrating on Part 1, which is 1945 to 1985. Within this time frame is BioWar, BioWar Red Offensive, BioWar The Island, and BioWar 85. You may be wondering why this is important. I mean, it isn't, but regardless, and to give you an idea of timing, all but 1 book in Part 1 is written. 85 is currently being written, and once this is done, editing will be done for the entire series so far. From a publishing standpoint, hopefully, this means that you should have your first 4 books within rapid succession. No more waiting around for the next instalment, eh? Because we all know how that goes down, don't we, AJ? Another piece of news for you then is that we now have a cover for BioWar 85. We're going to be looking closer at this instalment in future videos, but for now rest assured that some stuff is coming. I'd also like to add that I am fully aware it is April, and that I have not made an April Fool's post of any kind. I mean, why would I? What would possibly entice me to do something so childish and immature when I am writing such a serious topic? And on our next note, Captain Spades has returned. Though still quite busy with other projects and life. Life? Is that a thing? Have I been missing out on something? Floyd, what's a life? Come on, Floyd. You tell me what one is, right? Yeah, well, either way, Captain Spades' return for the short term, we now have some excellent artwork of his to show off, namely the characters we will discuss today. Ah, yes. Is there anything else you've noticed? Come on, I know you can work it out. That's right, I'm here. Physically, right here. I am in your screen now. You can't get rid of me. Sorry. After working with Jesper again, I can now appear to you in avatar form. This will surely never backfire. Anyway, I've not got a particular plan of things for today, so I'm going to whittle on and then put some headings on this during editing. Now, I know that so far we have only talked about Floyd. There are many more characters that appear in this book that we need to go over, so that's what we're going to do now. Yuri Ivanov. Please don't Google that name. So, Yuri here takes a leading role for a fair chunk of the book, being Floyd's primary obstacle in doing well, pretty much anything, to be honest. Now, besides his interesting name, Yuri is an officer within the highly militarised NKVD. His objectives on the battlefield going much deeper than what most of the Soviet army is allowed to know. Yuri himself is cold, arrogant, and quick to anger. He often takes his authority as a given, which has caused more than a few disagreements with Soviet army officers and commanders, not least to mention Floyd. Despite all his bad temper, however, Yuri manipulates the situation at hand for what he feels are the right reasons. He has a keen interest in, and I quote here, saving Russia. Note that I did not say the Soviet Union. Yeah, so you think on. Yuri's equipment is standard for 1947, sporting the latest gear like the first generation AK-47, TT-33 pistol, and any other stuff he can use his rank to acquire. His squad, though remaining unnamed throughout the book to protect their identity, are similarly equipped and trained, with AK-47s, first generation RPD machine gun, and reserved factory new RPG-2s for anti-tank and fortification purposes. In short, Yuri's team are the perfect assault squad, when you can convince them that their objectives line up with yours, of course. Now, we see Yuri here resplendent in his uniform as created by Captain Spades. Though Yuri appears to be the ideal loyal communist, that's nothing compared to Commissar Volga. That's right, we're finally talking about this guy. The buff old man that everyone will behave completely normally about on the internet. It is said that Commissar Volga is the reason the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse haven't been seen yet, simply because they are too scared to ride in his presence. Standing at 7'3", Commissar Volga just about scrapes the dating criteria for most women on Tinder, his muscular frame only emphasised by his custom-tailored uniform. And jokes aside, Volga has been around since the beginning of Lenin's rise to power, cutting a bloody path through the political landscape. When Stalin seized power, Volga saw his chance and jumped ship, metaphorically. Under Stalin, Volga became the General Secretary's personal hitman. Ideologically motivated and answerable exclusively to the General Secretary, the rank of Commissar was more of a placeholder. Upon siding with Stalin, all records of his name and life were expunged, all persons involved purged, so that only the codename Volga remained. Now, you may notice I can talk much more about Volga than Yuri when it comes to backstory. This is because Yuri's backstory contains major spoilers for the rest of the series, where Volga's does not. There is one more character who is vital in the plot for Red Offensive, but he needs his own video. Sample time! That's right, I have a sample ready for you today. And this is taken from the very beginning of Red Offensive, and thus you won't be receiving any combat today. Sorry. It is also a little shorter since some of the content isn't YouTube friendly. Anyway, here we go. My name is Floyd Petrov. Now, I'm known simply as the man who stands next to Carl Bell. I have no problem becoming a footnote in the history books. In fact, I actively prefer it to the fame the others have received over the years. But I have been encouraged to make my account of what happened during those dark days on the Eastern Front of the Second World War. If I'd chosen to write this account earlier, I'd have expected the Russians to ban it or denounce it. I'd have expected the West to want me to tear into the Soviets, or maybe the Soviets would have expected me to make them look strong and powerful. I'm not doing either. Other news. Alright then, with no Q&A this time and a shorter sample, we can get straight to some other bits of news for the series. You may remember the art and music that was previewed at the end of the last episode. This will be coming soon, and I'm pleased to announce what this actually is today. I've been working hard with some talented individuals to create a song for one of our series' protagonists, Gunther. I know you've not met him yet, but he's coming, trust me. The actual instrumental part of the song is completed, along with lyrics and the album cover. We just await the vocals now from a very trusted source. I'll let you know when we have more on that. Well, that's mostly it for this month. As always, I'll keep writing and you keep filling my comments section with questions. Please. And with that, I bid you farewell for now. What? I expect something every time now? No, I haven't got enough content for that yet. Go on, shoot, get out of here. Go on, buzz off.